Numbers, man. Good job, Morning Roast. Sock it to me. Hey. Yee!
Bonte. Speaking of numbers,
What's up?
Andre Iguodala, 2022-2023 season. Since the season started in the NBA, 15 podcasts, 7 points. Oh, Nick Riddell. He made an appearance.
Well, if Iguodala can come back, though, and he could give anything to the Warriors, it will be a boost.
What?
They need his length and athleticism.
Look me in the eye. What is Andre Iguodala going to give them?
I don't.
A towel wave? A hand clap?
I'm not going to disrespect Iguodala like that.
I'm not disrespecting him, but come on, he hasn't played. I'm not disrespecting him.
I know.
He hasn't played.
I know.
How can I
know.
How can I with a straight face say, yeah, they've got, this guy and that guy and that guy and Iggy. It's like, dude, he hasn't played almost a year, it feels like.
Yeah, hasn't played for a while.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But I never equated him to helping the Warriors winning the championship. He's a bonus. Break glass in case of an emergency. And right now there hasn't been any emergencies.
Well, I thought when they threw him out there at game 6 or whatever at the very, very end, I thought that was it.
Yeah, I did too. Don't forget to download the Odyssey app, 95.7 The Game. Thousands of other stations and millions of podcasts are free on the Odyssey app. Sports talk, music, news, podcasts are all available completely free. You can catch every Warriors game live on the app, along with all the music and news the Bay Area needs. Follow your favorite team, station, radio shows, and podcasts now by downloading the free Odyssey app. James Wiseman traded to Detroit. Sadiq Bey comes to the Warriors for a cup of coffee, gets shipped to Atlanta for 5 second-round picks. The Warriors take those 5 second-round picks plus Kevin Knox, who they receive.
Second-round picks.
5 second-round picks.
I've never seen so many second-round picks in my life.
Me either. And they flipped that for Gary Payton II. So what does it mean for the salary cap?
What'd you have? A truly?
Wiseman makes $9.6 million this season, and he makes $12.1 million next season. Gary Payton II makes $8.3 this season and $8.7 next season.
So you save a little bit in luxury tax.
So you save $7 million in luxury tax this season and a projected $30 million next season, though that number can change depending on how the roster is reconfigured this summer.
Yes.
And they're going to probably make some moves this summer.
Because that was one of the things that I was trying to insinuate yesterday when everyone was like, James Wiseman cost you $130 million. No, anybody who is over any team that's over the cap, every single player on their roster, there is a tax
Repeater
hit.
tax.
Yeah, and depending on what bracket you fall in for how far you go over, it's 1x, 2x, 3x, 5x, whatever it is.
Look, Steve Kerr's a great coach.
Of course.
He's a great coach.
But all great coaches have a couple flaws.
Yeah, I don't believe this has been Steve Kerr's best job. And you know what? And he may be rich and saying, look, I want to win. Forget these kids. I want to win. I don't have time to wait. And when they got out to a 3-7 start, a lot of people panicked, including Kerr. We said, dude, I got to win games. So this is not the start we needed, which we all suspected that a slow start may happen. You just won the championship in late June. You had to go to Tokyo, Japan, which broke up training camp. Then another incident broke up training camp. We don't need to revisit that. And the vibes are all bad. And all of a sudden, you got to play ball right away. So,
well, then let me ask you this. Like, in terms of, philosophy for the organization, I do believe when they drafted James Wiseman, they were trying to go for highest potential possible.
Right.
And they didn't think they were going to draft in the top 5. At least that's what I think a lot of people thought.
And I don't know if they knew that Steph Curry had this extra run in them.
No, we didn't.
Maybe they thought there were going to be slippage.
I think there were people outside of the Bay Area who thought that Steph Curry couldn't carry his own team the way that maybe they had in years past because the Durant thing kind of blurred everything for the national media. But B, also, now looking at this, and I guess my organizational question is, okay, so you've kind of put your foot in the sand and you've told me this is our philosophy. We are trying to win now. So let me ask you, why keep Kuminga?
Kuminga's going to help you win now.
You think so?
Absolutely.
All right.
I do believe he's going to help you.
I don't want to. Me personally, I'm telling you this. I don't want to get rid of Kuminga.
Right.
I'm asking you if it's an organizational philosophy where you're going to be more like the LeBron James kind of teams where we're all in for the now.
Right.
Then why have any young guys on the team?
It's a good point.
I mean, I'm just asking.
I think Kuminga can help you, and I think he's proven that over the course of this regular season.
And I also think
there's going to be mistakes, but his size and athleticism on a team that's not athletic,
you
got to keep Kuminga.
But if you're going to doghouse him when he makes a mistake here and there, you're only hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any other backup athletes that can mimic what he does on the floor. Like, I'm looking at them. People could say perimeter defense was an issue that they needed to upgrade. I agree with that. Attacking the rim is another one. They needed someone who can get the free throw line.
Well, my family here on YouTube disagrees with me, and I get it.
What's that?
He believes JK's minutes will be decreased.
I kind of do,
if
too.
his minutes get decreased, then that's a problem for me.
Well, I want to see him play 20 to 25 minutes a game.
Kuminga needs to be playing at least 25 minutes.
Even when he makes mistakes. Like the other night against the Blazers, he played bad.
Right.
You know what? I could go right down the list and point at the stars who are proven made men who have had horrible games.
And played poorly down the stretch.
But you got to give JK a little runway.
All right, I get GP2's here. He needs to play at least 20 minutes a night.
I don't know
if his minutes get decreased and he gets yanked for quick hooks. That's a problem to me. Because this guy can help Kuminga. Because he can help you.
Yes.
How many times have we seen him guard Luka this year? How many times have we seen him defend
he's flashed.
point guards, twos, threes, wings? It doesn't matter.
But against Portland in particular, he looked like a fish out of water in that game.
He's struggling a bit. He tried too hard.
So I'm telling you, I know what Kerr's going to do.
Yeah, he's going to give him a quick hook.
Exactly.
And it's going to frustrate the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know it is.
And it's going to frustrate the hell out of Kuminga. All right, let's go to the lines. 888-957-9570.
You know it's coming. I guess
that bothers me.
The caller who called in before the break made such a great point. He was basically saying, if your organizational philosophy is we're never going to play anybody who's not a ball movement skill, defensive type of, IQ first type of a dude, why draft any of these high upside athlete dudes who are ball dominant?
Drafting a big at this point, that's not a Kevon Looney or not a Zaza or not a Bogut. Makes no sense for this organization as long as it has Steph, Clay, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins. It just doesn't make any sense anymore. It's a bad fit. James Wiseman was a bad fit. Now, is he a bust? Is he going to suck throughout his career? I think it's a lot better than Anthony Bennett. I think he's a lot better than Michael Olowokandi. I think he's a lot better than what Evan Turner was when he came out of the draft.
And the other thing, I was listening to David Sampson, and I know you hate him, Bonte. I know.
I don't hate him.
But he ran the Marlins, and he was talking about the anxiety in a locker room in baseball and in basketball before the deadline, where everybody hears, you were talking about everyone sees and hears everything. So I'm thinking about Kuminga the other night in Portland, and I just don't think that me, the casual fan, understands, like, your name is being dangled.
You know what?
And you probably hear and see everything, and you're 20 years old, and you're not even from this country, and you're supposed to go out and ball your bet. And every fan sitting there go, you got to play. Dog, he's 20.
Well, you know what? That's an excellent point. Because OG Anunoby's name was floating around with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
And Anthony Slater reported this. Tim Kawakami reported this. Everybody, Monty Poole reported this. OG Anunoby, the Warriors are trying to get him for the last 48 hours. A lot of people on record have said that.
Yeah.
And they wanted Jonathan Kuminga so bad. And the Warriors would not give him up. But those rumors, Kuminga's on a cell phone. Kuminga's 20, as you just mentioned.
His
boys are on a cell phone.
Too.
His agent. It's like, hey, be prepared. Your name's getting floated. Warriors didn't give him up. But, now that I think about it, and now that I look at that performance in Portland, there's no doubt that was on his mind. He probably was out there thinking, well, he saw Josh Hart walk off the court minutes before tip-off, getting traded to New York City. Thinking, man, this could be, like, I remember on the pregame show, I asked Monty Poole, is this the last game we're going to see Moses Moody in a Warriors uniform? And the realization of that,
but that's what I'm saying.
I'm just like, damn.
Now put yourself in his shoes. Like, we always talk about, the guy with the family who's got 3 kids at home. Well, what about the 20-year-old who's here out of the country of his origin with his little brother at a high school in the area?
Hasn't seen his parents yet. Hasn't seen his parents like 6 years.
So again, fans, I know they're like, well, they get millions. That doesn't mean you're not a human. That doesn't mean that you don't have mental anguish about where you're going to live 24 hours from now. So I was just thinking, and he played so bad in that game. I'm thinking, David Sampson says that every team in baseball and in basketball, once the deadline passes, the organization comes in and they either have a open door or closed door meeting, and just to kind of get everyone on the same page. Hey, it's come and gone. This is the team that we have. It's blah blah blah, and it puts everybody at ease. Dude. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know that that's what they have to do.
I remember talking to Javi Lopez. First time I ever talked to Javi Lopez, a former reliever of the Giants. And we were talking, he because he listens. And I was like, oh, man, I got to watch what I say. He's like, oh, no. It's all good. But we're discussing the trade deadline, what it's like to be a player during the trade deadline. And he's like, look, man, there's a lot more stress on the family.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to pull your kid out of school.
Yeah.
Now, Kuminga's not there yet.
No, but he's got his
for a
little
lot of these
brother he's
players, they're like,
watching.
damn, I got my kids in
Yeah.
school, my wife. All of a sudden, we got to get up and move. She's got to deal with moving companies. We got to find a new house. We got to find an apartment. There's all these little things that we think it's just easy because they're millionaires. No. This is hard. So you're a 20-year-old. You're thinking, man, I just won a championship. I'm playing with Steph and Curry. Here I am in a motor center. This could be it. This could be it.
And Bob in
I didn't think about that.
Sunnyvale is calling up 957
Right.
the game like, Kuminga looked terrible last night. He's
shouldn't play.
unplayable.
Right. Unbelievable. You're right, though. You're
Is that Brian Palo Alto? Is that give it to me one more time. I mean,
Oh, boy.
Brian and Palo Alto
Sadiq Bey.
called this. I'm listening to Willard and Tibbs yesterday, just for
Yeah.
just a split second. And I really do. I like Brian and Palo Alto because I do think he's very thoughtful and he thinks, yeah. I heard him talking about this, and I just want to throw this at you. Okay, I heard him say, they've got 7 unplayable players on the roster, and they're doing a disservice to Steph Curry and blah, blah, blah. I just watched the Oklahoma City Thunder roll into town, who have been trading away players since the beginning of time. They got to the finals. They sniffed a taste of the finals and said, we can't even get near the luxury tax. We have to trade James Harden away.
$6 million apart, and they could have done it by amnestying Kendrick Perkins, and they refused to do it.
Do you know how many organizations in sports refuse to spend money the way the Warriors have spent money, which they don't have to, but they do, to try to win, to try to maximize it now? Second part of this is where I'm going. I'm not trying to come down Brian's road here.
No, but it's stupid because we want to come down Joe Lake. I'm hearing a lot of people come down Joe Lacob's road.
Oh, saving money.
And this year, for the first time ever, apparently I'm in Joe Lacob's pockets.
You're not.
But no. But hear me out here. It bothers me when we grew up in this market. And we know what terrible ownership is.
Cohan?
The Yorks early on were terrible. Denise and Dr. John York were terrible owners.
Go back to the...
Jed has fixed everything.
Yes, I agree.
Jed has fixed a lot. John Fisher with the Oakland A's.
I mean, he's terrible.
They've been trying to get a stadium for 30 years.
It's true.
And he doesn't even speak. He don't even give a damn.
He could walk right down the road. I wouldn't even know who he was.
We watched Chris Cohen not care about the Golden State Warriors for many years.
I know.
This organization missed the playoffs 14 straight seasons. We were begging, man, can I see the Warriors on TNT? Can I see the Warriors on the NBA, on NBC? Nothing. But never, ever. But Chris Mullen and company helped fix this thing, and now you get an owner who's saying money will not be a problem.
Well, he built the stadium. He built the stadium that they needed that revenue, and that revenue has helped them pour money back into the team where they otherwise wouldn't be able to, and afford all of these players and keep the core together. But here's the thing the bigger point, B, you have to maximize Steph Curry's window. We all agree, yeah, of course you got to maximize. You got to maximize Buster Posey's window and Nick Bosa's window and all these guys' windows. That being said, do you really think that they're going to rattle off 7 or 8 championships in a row, Warrior fans? Like, it would be one thing if they had the one ring. I'd say, you know what, you're probably right. It'd be another if they said, hey, they only got 2. I'd be like, yeah, God, I'd love to have had more. They've been to 6 finals. So, like, at the end, let's say they only have 4 championships, and we look back on this era. Are we really going to say, boy, they didn't maximize Steph Curry's championship?
There's going to be some people who do that.
4?
And it's ignorant.
Bonte,
it's ignorant.
Do you know Larry Bird is looking at Steph Curry saying, damn, I wish I had that extra championship.
Well, you know what's funny? The Warriors are now 3rd in the NBA when it comes to championships.
All time.
It's the Lakers, Celtics tied, and then the Warriors.
That's crazy.
They just surpassed the Bulls for all-time championships.
And I get what people are saying. Like, I want to maximize Steph's, prime too. I want to win championships.
Haven't they?
No, of course they have. They're put themselves in a position to win for 8 straight years and win at a high clip.
Level.
All right, the 1 year notwithstanding when they lost in the playing game. And I would argue Curry didn't even have a great game in that game. You know what I mean? But point being is that they have maximized them. Now, of course, we want more, but have a little perspective. Like, that's Warrior fans. I remember when we beat LeBron James in 2015, and I sat on the couch. I didn't even celebrate. You know what? I was like, I cannot believe my Golden State Warriors just beat LeBron James in the finals. I was shell-shocked.
Well, I remember watching that game, and a lot of people, Mo Money and company, was like, yo, we're going to go downtown. We're going to go party. And I sat there. I said, I just want to see them pop champagne. And then watch Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. They didn't even know how to pop champagne. I'm like, go to St. Louis this one. Same thing I did with the Giants. I waited for a while before going out to Market Street and going downtown. But I sat there for like 40 minutes watching the Giants celebrate, thinking, I can't believe they just won a World Series.
That's what I'm saying.
And then watching the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, who, ask Matt Steinmetz, they would stop sending him on the road. That's how bad they were for many years. I remember the Chronicle by January 1st, the Warriors are on like page D5.
Was it David Steele? Who was the
David Steele, the NBA writer.
But he would do NBA.
NBA this week on Sundays.
Not Warrior Talk.
Not Warrior Talk because they were so bad. All right, let's bang out some calls
Anyway,
here.
my point being is that can we, just as a fan base, can we just take a deep breath and have a little bit of perspective? Yes, they're putting themselves in a position to win a championship.
But listen, Chasky, not everybody's going to do that.
I know.
For many, many years, you're going to have a lot of people who are saying the Warriors did not maximize Steph Curry's prime. You did not maximize Draymond Green.
They got him the greatest free agent basketball
Kevin Durant.
Seen.
And we couldn't even.
And then they won one post Kevin Durant.
Just think about that. There's a segment of fans who can't even appreciate what Kevin Durant did here with the Golden State Warriors. And they still call him a crybaby.
I know.
And they root for him. They root for his downfall. Kevin Durant is one of the 10 best basketball players I've ever seen in my life. He's my favorite player coming out in that draft. And I argue with Big Dog City every single day on why the Portland Trailblazers should have selected him number one overall. With the way the NBA was shifting towards smaller lineups,
and he
big
was
wings.
So sick of
and
Texas.
he was so sick of Texas. So sick.
Was it him and DJ Augustine?
Him and DJ Augustine going at it against AC Law, that classic game against Texas A&M. And then he played Kansas in the Big 12 championship. And I said, oh, my God, this guy Kevin Durant is going at the number one team in the nation. Who is this Kevin Durant guy?
14 pounds.
And the Warriors were able to sign him. And there's Warrior fans to this day who can't appreciate Kevin freaking Durant. Kevin Durant.
But Bonte, okay, you're a Niner fan simultaneously as a Warrior fan. They've been to 6 NFC championship games in a decade. I just want one Super Bowl.
Just one.
I want one, all right? I want one. And they've been so wildly successful. And then I look at the Warriors. They've won 4 championships and been to 6 finals. Now, of course, I want to get greedy and win more. But, can we just have at least a little appropriate perspective sometimes when we're losing our minds about, I can't believe they would keep Moody on the bench who's unplayable. Come on, guys.
Here, let's move this forward, though.
I know.
Let's move this forward. It's all good. Let's move this forward. So Wiseman's gone. It's been the biggest scapegoat this season. He's gone now. Got Gary Payton II back.
I think they're better.
But is it enough to get through the Western Conference? Because as Armand in San Jose, it's going to stick with me the rest of the season. There's no more excuses now. You got your guys. You got the guy you wanted out. You got your guy who you wanted to sign in the offseason. Now you have him back. Steph's going to be back shortly after the All-Star break. Hopefully. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah, we all hope that.
Is that enough? Gary Payton II enough to get through the Western Conference? Look, man, I don't even want to go on vacation. I'm going on vacation through the All-Star break, taking a couple days off. I don't even want to take a vacation no more because I'm so excited about what's going to happen in the Western Conference. Phoenix, Dallas, the Clippers, the Lakers,
the Kings,
the Nuggets. You got the Kings hanging on in the 3 spot. I'm excited about what's going down in the Western Conference. Minnesota's going to get Karl-Anthony Towns back.
Could you imagine if the Kings go up 2-1 in a series on the Warriors? Warrior fans' heads will explode.
I am so amped up about what's going down in the Western Conference, and I want to see where the defending champs stack up. I'm so eager to see what Steph and Draymond and Clay, because the organization does owe it to Steph and company to at least go out on their own shield. We've yet to see them lose a Western Conference series under Steve Kerr.
Is this the most difficult Western Conference to navigate that they've had to face?
I think so. You know what?
It feels like it.
To me, it feels like it.
Because they're more vulnerable.
Yep.
And then simultaneously, everyone else is more competitive.
Yep.
Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. And you know what? The weak link in the West, I bet you there's going to be a team that's not going to mind being the 7th seed. You get the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round.
They're like the 2nd seed right now.
Yeah, I know. Those frauds, nobody's even thinking about them. Are they still good in the West?
I could totally see the Clippers matching up against them in the first round and beating their ass.
Beat them in 5.
Not with Red Dot Ja.
Red Dot Ja. All right, let's go to the calls, man. We've been